Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome back to the 4th Holocron in Darth Loquitur's Mod Mastery series. This one has an agenda for mod slicing and credit management tips. We'll start off with a general discussion of stat quality. We'll talk again a lot about speed rolls as a substat. And then we'll develop those ideas into a rule set that we can follow when slicing mods. Then we're going to talk about how to look for slicing opportunities, and we're going to do a big workshop on that. Spend a lot of time walking through, applying the rules in an actual slicing session. And then we're going to wrap it up with tips to avoid wasting credits, and we're going to talk about locking mods to ensure that your good mods don't ever get accidentally sold off in the mod inventory. With that in mind, we'll take a look here at the Techno Union art. Of course, the Techno Union's all about having your credits, and a good mod system is exactly about that. It's about the most efficient use of your credits and slicing materials to make sure that you get the best mods without going broke in either sense. When to slice. So I would recommend that until you're very experienced with slicing and recognizing the right opportunities for slicing, do separate the steps of working on mods from slicing. Remember, when we work on mods, we're going to upgrade them 3 at a time, look at the stats, and determine whether or not we want to continue working on that mod and whether or not it's worth slicing. And then we want to do a separate session for slicing mods. And the reason I say that, we want to build an inventory, and I want a lot of opportunities to choose from to make sure that when I'm applying my slicing materials, that they're going to the very best mods that I can slice. Now remember, especially when you get to 6-dot slicing materials, those are pretty rare, and we don't want to waste them on mods that aren't good enough to deserve the slicing. So we're going to be very cautious about how we build those up to make best use of our materials. Now, we're going to talk a lot about speed rolls, and basically this whole holocron is going to focus on speed. But you can apply the same to a different stat if that's what you're looking for instead. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's up to you if you want to do something different than what I'm doing. But we'll look at the quality of speed rolls first and talk about that. The initial rolls on speed can be 3, 4, or 5 on a mod. There are some mods that have 6 starting speed, but they're very rare, and they were for sale in packs a long time ago. But typically, if you farm a mod, you're not going to see anything but the higher than the 5 as the max starting value. Additional rolls, once a mod already has speed, the additional rolls can be 3, 4, 5, or 6. From everything I can tell, those stats are evenly distributed. You have a 25% chance of getting each one of those stats. For gray mods, I only consider 5 speed as high potential, or if it has 4 speed and 3 other really good substats. With green or blue mods, we want 2 speed rolls, and we want to make sure that those rolls are at 9 or higher before we'll consider that high potential. And typically even we want those to be a 10 or an 11 to truly consider it a high potential mod. So it's not just about hitting 3 speed rolls, for example. You want to hit 3 of them that are good speed rolls and result in a high overall speed. For purple or gold mods, we're looking for 3 speed rolls, and ideally we want to get 14 or higher at that stage. For non-speed mods, let's say you're working on an offense set, consider them high potential if they have good speed roll and also substats that match the mod set. For example, if you're looking for tenacity, if the mod has tenacity and speed, and you keep hitting tenacity instead of speed, that can continue to be a high potential mod for a tenacity set. If you're working on offense, for example, and you get a decent speed roll and you hit offense percent a couple times instead of speed, again, it's a similar thing. It's still a mod that's worth looking at. Continue to slice if you hit speed or a stat that matches the mod set, and we're going to stop slicing at the moment that we know that the mod won't go to 6 dots. I think that's very important, and the cutoff, we'll explain this more in detail later, but there's a reason why we're going to do that. In terms of the quality of the mods and the quality of the rolls, gray mods are the most common. The green and blue mods are pretty frequent. Most of us like to see those purple and gold mods when we farm because we can see the result, and if they have speed, just during the upgrade stage we can already know whether or not they're going to have a lot of upgrades to speed. But statistically, if you are selective, those gray and green mods actually have a higher chance of being a higher potential mod with higher speed, because you're going to be more selective about it. You're going to see more of them. And if you are smart about the way you do it, those mods actually will usually turn out better than the purple or gold ones do. That's my experience. I consider the slicing of gray mods separate from normal slicing. There's a reason why I do that, and it's because I separate the steps. When I slice gray mods, I'm just seeing if they hit speed. So if they have 4 speed and 3 good stat lines, or 5 speed, then I slice them once and I look for a hit on speed. More or less at this point, if I don't slice speed, I'm done with them. Statistics say that 1 in 4 mods will get speed, and statistically there's a 50% chance that they'll get a 3 or a 4, and a 50% chance that they'll get a 5 or a 6. So we're looking for those high roll mods. If they start out with a 5 and we get a 5 or a 6, then it's going to be 10 or 11 speed. That's what we're really looking for out of these green and gray mods. 9 speed is still good enough to save. If you have slicing materials and you don't have any 10 speed green mods, for example, it's okay to invest in a 9 speed one that has good stats. But typically, if the 9 speed mods don't hit speed right away, then we're going to discontinue slicing them. Whereas with a 10 or 11 speed mod, we might give them another chance. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. If you know that you've already worked all of the other high potential mods in the account, and you really want to develop a mod for a certain character, you can go ahead and work on the 9 speed ones. 8 or below, it's your choice to work on those, but again, I would rather be working on other mods trying to find more with 10 or 11 speed than investing a whole bunch of slicing materials into a mod that already has 2 below average rolls. Remember, if you get 2 4s, or even if it's a 3 and a 5, that's a below average roll. So you want to try to stick with the mods that are above average if you can. When ready to slice, look for optimal slices first. So what we're going to do is go to the mod inventory. We're going to sort all of our mods by speed. We're going to make sure that the box is unchecked so that we can see all mods. Because if you check the box, you only see unassigned mods. We want to see everything. Characters and mods and inventory, all of it. Scroll down the mods for 11 speed and go for the blue or green mods with that speed. Then go to the section with 10 speed and then 9. And these are the highest potential mods that we have in the account. If those mods are all developed, then we're going to go to blue and purple mods with 3 speed rolls. And we're going to start reviewing that at 17 speed. It's possible to have 17 speed on 3 rolls. But typically it'll be more like 16, 15, 14. Mods that have 3 rolls that have developed a total of 11 speed or less are going to be low priority. Even the 12s and 13s we're not going to go after very often, but by the time you get down to 11, that represents a 4 and 2 3s. 2 4s and a 3. Anything below that is really below average. And it's 11 speed. It'll still work on a character. We're not going to throw the mod away, but we're probably going to quit slicing it at that point. If you can get 11 on 2 rolls, you're not interested in having 11 on 3 rolls. That's really going to limit the top end speed for that mod. So that brings us to the rule set. So basically what we've talked about so far, we're only going to slice mods with speed. Again, if you want to do something different on your account, you can. But mainly, it's going to take a really good mod before we're going to be interested in slicing anything that doesn't have a speed substat. Only continue slicing if the mod hits speed or matching stat lines, like offense on an offense set, tenacity on a tenacity set, crit chance on a crit chance set. If we keep hitting those stats over and over again, then may be worth continuing to slice. 6-dot slicing is going to be reserved for mods with speed and at least 2 other good substats in most cases. We're going to slice gray mods once to determine the potential, and then we're going to put them in inventory, and we're going to review the entire inventory when we're selecting the high potential slicing. We're going to stop slicing any mod once it has lost potential. So now, what is possibly the most important slide for this Holocron is the definition of high potential. We're going to look at this and we're going to try to stick to this for the program. For a gray mod, and if you look at the text to the left side, it says gray to green. Each one of these lines represents a slice, the starting mod, into the next level. So this first line is taking a gray mod, slicing it to green. We need to have 5 speed with 2 good substats, or 4 speed and all 3 good substats. To go green into blue, we're looking for 2 hits in speed, 9 or higher. For blue going into purple, we're looking for 2 hits at 10 or more speed. And if it's got 3 hits in speed, we're looking for 13 or more speed. Now again, we sliced from green to blue at 9, but basically if you slice a 9 speed mod and it doesn't hit, we're not going to be interested in going from blue to purple. We're going to make the cutoff there. And we're only going to slice blue to purple if it has 10 or better speed. For purple going into gold, we're looking for 3 speed rolls, 13 or better, or 4 speed rolls for a total of 17 or better. For gold going to 6 dots, it's pretty much the same thing as purple going to gold. I'm still willing to 6-dot mods that only have 3 speed rolls as long as they're 3 good speed rolls, or 4 speed rolls that are good rolls, 17 plus. For 6-dot gray going to 6-dot green, again, same kind of criteria, except you'll notice it says 3 hits at 14 plus or 4 at 18 plus. Please be aware that when you slice from gold to 6-dot, the stats increase and the speed will always go up by +1. No matter what it looked like before, it will add 1. So at a 6-dot mod, you're looking for 13 or better speed. Once you actually put the 6-dot on it, then you're looking for 14 and 18 as the criteria. Slicing green to blue at 6-dot, same criteria, 3 at 14 or 4 at 18. But that's where it's going to stop. By the time we get to blue, if we're going to slice blue to purple at 6-dot level, we really only are going to work on mods that already have 4 hits in speed. And then purple to gold, same thing. You're only looking for mods that have 4 hits in speed and 18 or higher. Now, if you don't have any of these in the account and you've got slicing materials, it's your choice if you want to, back off and do something less. But this is really set up on just getting the statistically above average rolls for your mod, sticking to that program, and trying to make mods that are at least 22 speed or higher when they're finished with 5 rolls. That's the goal. Obviously, we want to get those sweet mods that are 25 speed and higher. And if you lower your standards too much, then you end up with a bunch of mods that, won't even possibly slice. If you start slicing things that have 4 hits with, let's say, 15 as the stat, even if you get a 6, most you can get is 21. And if you get a 4, the most you can get is 20. So those mods it's nice to have 5 speed rolls in any way you can get it. But you'd rather have that in 4 rolls and still be able to add the 5th one on top of it. So these are the standards that I've set. This is the chart that I work off of. So now, for the workshop, what we're going to do, we're going to go into inventory. We're going to do the gray mod work first and separately. And as soon as we're done with our gray work, we're going to sell all the failures. All the green stuff that didn't work out is going to be gone. Then we're going to go into slicing the whole inventory. We're going to look at our whole inventory of mods. We're going to whittle it down, and we're going to work on slicing according to this method. We're going to continue slicing while it's high potential. We're going to stop slicing as soon as we know that the mod has lost the potential. As soon as it's no longer in this chart, we're going to stop. And the key stopping point is when we go blue to purple. If we really don't hit the third speed roll, we're going to stop it at purple, and we're going to have a purple mod with 2 speed rolls. We're not going to sell it. We're going to keep it because those mods are still good. But that is, for me, it's very often I stop at green if it doesn't get the second hit, and I stop at purple if I don't get the third hit. So that's a little bit how that works. So let's get into it, and let's watch this rule set in action. So just like we talked about, we're going to go to a character, enter the mod inventory. We're going to go sort, and we're going to select speed so that the fastest mods are at the top. Then we're going to filter it. We're going to select everything but the arrows because we have a lot of speed arrows and we don't want them to always be taking up all the space at the top. Then we're going to select Mark 5 mods, 5-dot mods at E quality, which is the gray mods. So we're only going to look at 5Es, and you can see all of our 5-speed mods now are at the top of the list. I farmed up almost 500 of these materials to do this example, so I've got a lot. I can do as many mods as I've been able to develop for these examples. So we've got quite a few 5s that we're going to work on. But let's say you don't have as many of these materials as I farmed up for the example, and you only can slice a couple of these mods. Then you're going to go through and you're going to pick out the 5-speed mods that have the best other substats. So this one, for example, has the flat health. This one has flat health. So these, in a lot of ways, have one poor stat line. This one has 4 good stat lines. So that, for example, is one that we would pick first, and we hit it, and we get crit chance. It doesn't hit speed, and I'm going to be done with this mod. I'm going to unlock it. It was locked previously because it had all 4 good stats, so we definitely wanted to lock it, but after it missed, we unlocked it. This one has 4 good stats. The tenacity isn't great, but it's still a % stat. Again, we hit crit chance. Again, we're done with the mod. Now, if you're very early in the game, you may not want to be done with these mods. They still might be able to go on a character and have 5 speed, and I mean, you don't mind that. But later on, once you have enough good mods, if they don't hit this first speed roll, then I'm just not interested. This one we hit 9 speed, so wish it was 10 or 11, but in this case we got the 9, and that's kind of one that we might work on someday. Here we hit 9 again. We get a second 9-speed mod, so we do hit speed, but unfortunately we get a 9. Here we miss. And we're just going to go through these mods pretty quickly. Again, I have quite a few of these slicing materials, so I get to basically look at all of these 5-speed mods that I've been able to store up over the last period of time while I've been preparing for this. All right, and then here we hit defense. We miss it again. It's another mod that we're going to be done with. This one we slice. We get flat defense. Not very exciting. I'm done with that one too. This one we slice, flat offense, miss the speed, done with it. This one we slice, this one we get a +5. So now we've got 10 speed at green quality, which is very nice. That's a high potential mod. That can get us some good speed rolls if it hits a couple more. All right, this one we're going to take up. We get tenacity, we miss the speed. I didn't notice that I was already into the 4-speed mods there, so here I go back to the 5-speed mods, and we're going to keep working on the 5-speed ones. All right, level this one up. Get defense, % defense. And these mods are tempting, that 5-speed, it looks nice, and you could slice them again, and maybe you'd hit the speed. But for me, if you don't hit that first speed, I'm not going past green. Because here we go. We just hit speed on one. Now we've got a mod that's 11 speed. So we're very happy to have that. That's the highest potential we can get with 2 hits, is a 5 and followed by a 6. Here we get our third mod at 9 speed. And here we get one at 10 speed. So now we've got, I think, 3 at 9, 2 at 10, and 1 at 11. We've got some more 4-speed mods down here. We'll have to take a look at them in a minute. We get offense on this one. We'll be done with that mod. This is another 4-speed mod. We hit potency. We're not going to be interested in that. All right. Finish out these 5-speed ones. And then we get another 6. So that's our second 11-speed mod. So we've got 2 at 10 and 2 at 11, which is really good. Those are the ones that we're looking for. Those are the gems. The rest of these, we're just sorting through them and moving them along. Try on this one. Get tenacity. Done with that one. And now we'll take a look at these 4-speed mods, and we're going to try to find mods that have 4-speed that have 3 other good stat lines. And remember, we're a little more lenient with the crosses and the triangles because we get fewer of those. So we'll try a little bit harder to make those work out. So here we have a mod with potency, protection, and crit chance. Those are all decent stat lines. So we're going to go ahead and try. We get crit chance, not speed. It's gone. Here we have a crit damage, and the flat offense isn't that great. The protection isn't that great. But we are always looking for crit damage main stat triangles. So we go ahead and hit that, and unfortunately don't hit speed. This one has potency on a cross. The stats, again, maybe not the best stats in the world, but they're okay. We could probably make use of this mod. So after giving some thought to it, we decide, what the heck, we're going to invest 1 slice in it, and we don't hit it. Here we've got potency with protection, and health. Off it goes. Here we've got a health main stat. It's got flat defense. It's not horrible. We go ahead and give it a hit, and we don't hit speed. Here we've got 2 flat stats, so even though it's a triangle, we're going to sell it. Here we've got a protection circle with a lot of defensive stats and tenacity. Here we've got flat health, and defense, and protection as a main stat. And this is a very defensive mod, so all the stats match up for some kind of defensive character, a good tank mod. But we don't hit speed, we hit defense. It's tempting to keep this mod. It's tempting to hit it with another slice. And I really kind of want to, see if we could get something going there. But again, it's not great use of your slicing materials if you have other mods that are better at the moment. Remember, it's not, could I make a good mod out of that particular mod? It's, is that the best mod that I have to spend my slicing materials on? So that's what we're looking at. We're trying to find the very best mods to invest our slicing materials. Crit chance, defense, protection, potency, and speed. Crit chance is not so desirable on the triangles, so mostly because of the main stat, we sell that one off. Yeet. If it had a better main stat, we might have kept it. Now we're down into the 3-speed, and you can see I have 3-speed mods equipped on some characters, but I just haven't moved those around yet and given them something better. Here's a mod with tenacity. It's got 4% stats, and it's got tenacity on it. So this is an example of a mod with no speed where you say, okay, if I can hit tenacity on this, I might be interested in continuing to slice it up and make a good tenacity mod for a tanky character. But we missed the tenacity. We're not interested in it. Yeet. And with that, we're going to take Mark V green mods, and we're going to go look for all the ones that have 4 and 5 speed that didn't hit. Now, we didn't do a good job of locking all of our mods that rolled 10 or 9 speed. So you can see that those mods actually show up in this screen. One of the reasons you want to lock the mods, once you lock them, when you go to sell, they don't even show up in the sell screen, so you can't accidentally sell mods that you don't want to.
Goodbye, mod. I'll miss you.
All right, so that concludes the work that we're going to do on the gray to green slice. And remember, we separated that from the next step. Now we're going to sort it out. Again, everything but arrows. And we're only picking the D and C, which is the green and blue mods. We're sorted by speed. So you can see all the way up here at the top, we've got 5 mods that have 11 speed. The one in the Geo has 3 rolls to get 11 speed. So we don't want to work on that one, but we've got 2 blue mods that have 11 speed with 2 rolls. And we've got 2 blue ones and 2 green ones. And then down here we've got 8 more green mods in total that have 10 speed on them. And we've got a bunch of blue mods that have 10 speed on them. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You have a lot of opportunities for slicing. If you farm a lot of mods, whenever you have slicing materials to use, you can come down in here and find the very best mods that you have to apply your slicing materials. Obviously, the best of the best are these green at 11 speed. And remember from the chart, if we maintain the 2 rolls and don't roll on blue, it still meets the criteria to try to roll for purple. We roll it to blue and we hit speed, it's a +4. We wish it was a 5 or a 6, of course, but +4 is still good, 15 speed. We take it to purple, it still meets the criteria. Remember, 13 speed or better with 3 rolls, and we're going to hit it again. We go to gold, we get a +5, and we've got a 20 speed mod. It'll be 21 when we take it to 6 dots, and then with any luck we can roll a 5 or a 6 and potentially get like a 26 or 27 speed mod out of that. Those are the ones that we're really going for if we can get lucky. All right, here we hit speed again, 16. That's almost as good as it gets, guys. You can only go to 17 on 3 rolls, so that 16 is looking fantastic. Still meets the criteria for the slice to gold. We miss it again, and we end up with a gold mod with 16 speed. That's not bad. We'll definitely want to lock that one up, take it to 6 dots, and slice it down later. Now looking at these other 2 blue mods with 11 speed. The green mods, remember, we got the slice to blue and then the sliced blue to purple to try to get that 3rd roll. With these blue mods, we really only get 1 try. Because if this goes to purple and it's still 11 speed, we're not going to continue slicing that. There's a 75% chance that if we slice this again, we're going to have a gold mod with 2 rolls on speed, and we're not going to 6 dot a mod that only has 2 rolls on speed. We have to have at least 3 rolls. So at the moment that it's purple with 2 rolls, it's not likely that we're ever going to 6 dot that mod. If you want to hit those, if you want to slice those yourself and hope for speed, 1 out of 4 times you'll get it. 3 out of 4 mods will be not 6 dotable. So I don't want to do that because I don't want to waste my resources. All right, looking at these mods, those are 10 speed mods. We still have this Geo with an 11 speed, but that's 3 hits. Again, we don't want to slice that. 11 speed on 3 hits, we're not interested in working with that. A mod like this that has 10 speed, it's already applied on a character. Maybe that's one that we want to hit. Let's go ahead and see what we get here. It goes to purple. It doesn't hit speed. And again, we're going to be done slicing that. It's no longer a high potential mod once it misses that roll on speed. Now our best bet is to go down to these green mods at 10. Remember, we're going to get 2 chances at 10 to get a speed roll. So hopefully we can convert some of these into, keep the potential on these mods. Now again, we're not going to sell these because it's not bad to have some +10 speed mods in your inventory. That's better than nothing. So, purple mods at 10 speed are still going to be useful for somebody. Here we hit offense, we miss it. Still meets the criteria to go to purple. We slice it again, we miss it again, and we're done with it. We'll pick the next mod that we think has good stats down here. That one has a couple flat stats. It's not very exciting. Remember, once you get 2 hits in speed, the substats are not quite as important. You're just trying to get that speed. Here we hit to blue. We hit defense, which is pretty good. Here we hit the flat protection. 2 misses. again, a purple mod with 2 speed rolls no longer meets the criteria for high potential. All right. Here's a defense mod. Flat protection, but it also has percent protection and health, so it's a pretty tanky mod that we've got here. Slice it twice. We hit flat protection and percent protection, miss the speed, and again, off the high potential list. We're not going to lock it up. We're not going to continue slicing it. Another one here, 10 speed, 3% stats. We hit tenacity. And then the second roll, we hit potency. Again, no luck there. 4 mods at this quality left to go. We'll try to pick the better of the mods that we have here. This is a cross. Tenacity main stat isn't that desirable, but again, we're trying to give the crosses a little more benefit of the doubt. All right, so we have a speed with tenacity main stat on a cross. It's got 10 speed. That mod might even get sold someday, mainly because of the main stat. Typically, if you're going for tenacity, you want it to be a tenacity mod. Here we actually hit the slice. We get 15 speed on 3 rolls. We miss it with the second one, but it still meets the high potential criteria for us to go ahead and slice it to gold. We get the flat offense, but this is still a mod that we can 6-dot and continue to try to work on those speed stats. We're running out of slicing materials here now. I think we've set the example well enough. And we do have 2 more 10-speed mods at green quality. So the next time we get slicing materials that we can put on a mod, we can continue to work on those. And remember, we still have those 9-speed mods that we talked about earlier. And we had enough at 10 and 11 speed that we don't even get to the 9-speed mods. So again, if you're working for quality, that's what you find. Your slicing materials will be used up on the higher potential mods, and you won't really even get to the lower stuff. So now, if we were to go in for a last round of slicing, let's say we wanted to slice some of these to 6-dot, we would sort by the purple and gold and see if there was anything in purple that had 3 good rolls that we would want to finish off to gold status and then 6-dot. So as we go down through here, you'll see we've got some mods that have 3 rolls with 15 speed, 16 speed, stats like that. Here we have some purple mods. They have 4 rolls at 15. 4 rolls at 15. So these mods were probably purple to start. They got a lot of speed rolls, but we're not really going to continue to develop them and hope that we get that last speed roll because the quality is already kind of low. And again, you could slice those. You could try to get the last hit on speed and make them just a little better. But if we've already got other mods that are of better quality, then we don't want to be messing around with these. All right, so that brings us to the end of our workshop on slicing and looking for slicing opportunities. In that workshop, we worked on 17 gray mods. We got 3 of them at 9 speed, 2 at 10, and 2 at 11. These are very good statistics. We would expect basically out of 17 slices that we would get 4 hits on speed. So 25%, 1 out of every 4 would hit speed. And that 2 of them would be a 5 or a 6. So we would expect to get 2 mods at 10 or 11, and we got 4. So we definitely had great statistics on that part of the mod work. For the mods sold, if you watch that, we actually sold 24 green mods. So you might ask yourself, we did 17 slices, and 7 of them turned out as keepers, which means we only have 10 mods to sell. Why did we sell 24? Well, the answer is I'd also been working on green and blue mods in the background as they got farmed. So a bunch of the green mods that I'd worked on that didn't get that second speed roll while I was developing them as green mods also got sold. So that's why there were a bunch of mods there that I sold in inventory. The ones that didn't work out at green and the ones that didn't work out when sliced from gray to green. When we went to slice the whole inventory, we got 3 good mods. Out of 12 slices on high potential mods, we got a 20, a 16, and a 15. And if we look at the slice ratio, it's statistically accurate. So 1 out of 4 mods worked out for us. So out of those 12 slices, 3 of them worked and 9 of them didn't. And out of the 3 that worked, we sliced 3 times and we hit speed once in the 20 speed mod. So that's what you can expect. I mean, you got to work a lot of these mods to get those high speed rolls and get that worked up. Now we'll do another workshop on 6-dot mods, and we're going to use the rules again in a different session, and we're going to go in and look for purple and gold mods that are high potential. The failures that we have, we're going to unlock, but we're not going to get to sell because, again, at this level, if they've already got a couple good speed rolls, they'll be useful on someone. Then we're going to look for the highest potential 6 dots for further slicing, and we're going to follow the same rule set again. So let's get back into the video, and let's take a look at another slicing session to 6-dot. Go into a character. Go into the mod inventory. Again, we're going to sort by speed. Then we're going to filter so that we're not looking at arrows. We're just typically not going to be working on arrows in these sessions. And we're going to look at the purple and gold mods. Now, the first thing we want to do is find out if we have any truly high potential mods at purple that we need to slice to gold and then to 6-dot. So as we go through here, you can see some of these mods, the top 3 already have 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 rolls in them at gold level. Here we have an 18 speed on 4 rolls, 18 speed on 4 rolls. Barely meeting the criteria for 6-dot. Yeah. So they'll be at 19 when they're remember 17 is the least we want to go. On 4 rolls. So here you got 4 at 17. And then you have to be kind of careful because as you go down, you're going to start seeing some 16s. But some of those will be 3 rolls. And looking for purple mods, I have to go all the way down here to find one at 13 speed with 3 rolls. And 13 speed is barely in our criteria. But what that means is that I've been in here before. I've been slicing up my purple mods. So I've pretty much taken the high potential purple mods to gold already. So that's one of our, let's say, not the highest of potential. These mods here that we have that have 4 rolls at 20 speed, that's really a high potential mod. It'll be 21 speed when we get it to 6-dot. And then, if we get a 5 or a 6 on top of that, it could be a 26 or 27 speed mod. So these mods really are high potential. We're definitely going to take those to 6 dots. So there you go. 21 speed on that one. And then 21 speed on this one. Fantastic mods. Okay, here we've got one that's 18 speed on 4 rolls. We're going to go ahead and level that up. This started out as a gold mod and got all those hits without any slicing. You can see that we had to actually level it up in order to 6-dot it. 17 speed on 4 rolls, that's still good. It'll be 18 speed when we level it up. All right, and then this one's 17 speed, same thing. It'll be 18 when we go to 6-dot. All right. And we've got a lot of mods in this account that we can 6-dot. We have a lot that meet the criteria. So we've got quite a lot of 6-dot slicing materials. And unfortunately, I get a little too carried away with 6-dotting the mods, not thinking about the fact that the slices past green do use some of the same materials to slice as you do for upgrading to 6 dots. So you'll see I keep going and I run through all of my slicing materials here, which is a bit unfortunate for the demo, but yeah, I didn't plan that well enough ahead. So here's 16 speed, but it's only got 3 rolls. We got a couple more with 17 speed. They're already applied to characters. Those characters aren't gear 12, and if we level those up, we're not going to be able to 6-dot them anyway because they're stuck on characters that can't have 6-dot mods. So we would have to remove those mods to slice them. And I think that we've still got enough other opportunities that we don't have to do that. These 15s, I am willing to 6 dot and keep slicing on these 15s. They'll be 16 once we level them up. Remember our criteria. We have to go from 13 speed to 14 on 3 rolls. And the 16 is pretty good. So we're going to get a couple mods like that leveled up. Crit damage, we're always looking for crit damage triangles, so we're going to invest in that. And again, some of the mods are on characters and some of the mods are just in inventory waiting to get applied to the right character. Here we've got a 15 speed circle with a bunch of defensive stats. We're starting to run out of materials here, so we're getting a little bit more picky about looking for mods that have mostly good stats. This has 3 good stat lines. The tenacity is not that great, but 16 speed now that it's at 6 dots and 3 good stat lines. Here we've got a crit damage set with a crit damage triangle with 16 speed. That's fantastic. We like that a lot. Keep going down through here. We've got 14 speed on Revan, 15 speed over here. So we've got quite a few of these mods that are still potential. But here's where I noticed, oh dear, I've used up all of my materials. Which really wasn't what I was planning to do, so I kind of spaced it there and clicked the button a few too many times. But then going into 6 dot slicing, again, same thing. We're going to kick out the arrows, but then we're going to look at all of these 6 dot mods. Highest potential first. These 21 speed mods are really nice. But we do have some other mods that are 21 speed on Piet. These mods both have 21 speed. They have 1 slice left to go. So I typically, if I know that I have those kinds of mods hanging around, I'll try to hit those with my most expensive materials first, just to try to finish them. We had enough for 1 slice at that level, and that's it. We're going to be shut down on those materials. Those are pretty rare, so we only get to do that once in a while. And we got a bunch of them up top there that have 5 rolls already. So we kind of got to look through here for the ones with 4 rolls. And we're pretty much stuck on just slicing to green. We're going to talk about which ones we would continue to slice to blue if we had more materials. But that's kind of where this workshop's going to end up. 3 rolls at 17. Those are really nice. We like those. Protection, 17 speed, 3 rolls. Okay, this one's got 18 speed at 4 rolls. And here's 17 speed at 3 rolls. 18 speed at 4 rolls. So we're definitely interested in these 3 roll mods, right? Those are the ones. Now this is kind of a heartbreaker. You can see we had 17 speed on this mod. It was looking really good. We sliced it a couple times. It's got protection. It's good for C. But as a blue mod, blue 6 dot, we kind of ran out of it, right? We hit twice. We didn't hit speed. We're not going to continue slicing it to try to get more speed at the top end. So it'll be a 17 speed mod, and that's pretty much where it'll stay. And then we're just going to go in here and we're going to start working on these, just single slice to green. That one can still be sliced to blue. It's got enough speed. But if we slice it to blue and it doesn't hit a 4th, then we're not going to take it to purple. Remember, that's our criteria. And we can expect only 1 in 4 of these are going to develop. So when you slice them and you don't hit, I don't see that as frustrating or terrible. It's just a matter of statistically doing this enough times that you hit your 25%. So there we hit it. It's only 3 speed upgrade, puts us at 19 speed. But still, 4 rolls at 19 keeps us in the high potential category. So we're fine to keep slicing that one. That has 19 at 4. This has 16 at 3. We could potentially get a 20 or 21 out of that if it hits. Here we got 16 at 3 rolls. Hit crit chance. And again, we could slice that to blue if we want to. All right, so we're just getting a lot of these green mods going, missing a lot of speed. Trying and missing. Enfys Nest gets 4 more speed on Enfys Nest. How do you like that? And that's definitely one that we could continue slicing once we get some more materials. All right, 4 speed at 19, 4 rolls at 19 speed. We try that. We hit it. We get a 4, 23 speed. If we got a 6, it could have been a 25 speed mod. That would have been fantastic, but hey, we're not going to complain about a 24 speed mod. At least not too much. All right, here's these 21 speed mods that we rolled. We're going to be good to take those all the way to gold. They're already 21 speed, so we'll keep slicing those as we get materials, basically until we run out. All right. We'll do Bosk. Miss it. And then we're going to do mod down here. We hit flat defense. Here we've got 18 speed. We go for it. Get potency. Get sad. So a lot of misses. A couple hits. That's what you got to do. Got to just keep chugging away at it. Now we're down to 15 speed, and I'm trying to decide whether or not it's worth it to sink these materials into a 15 speed mod. It still meets the criteria. Remember, anything 14 or better, we're still willing to invest a slice in. It's still considered high potential. Here we've got 14 speed. Now we're getting to the very bottom end of what we're going to consider putting our investments into. And that's pretty much going to wrap up what we're willing to do there as far as slicing to green. Then we took a little bit of time and farmed up a few more of these materials, and then we're going to take these 21 speed mods and we're going to take them green to blue and see if we can hit speed. 2 more hits, 2 more fails. So we're on to purple with those mods now, hoping to hit that speed. But that's pretty much all I can do for now with the materials that I have in this account for this session. So if we go back and kind of recap, my Loquitur account is 60 weeks played. I've been following this method for over a year, and I've only got 4 mods on the account that are 25 plus. I've got a couple that you saw them. All I need to do is hit a roll on any one of those 21 speed mods, and I'll add that to that category. But yeah, over a year, I've only got 4 at 25 plus. We've got 26 of them at 20 speed or better. So you can see there's a huge difference between getting mods of the quality where they're over 20 and getting mods at a quality where they're over 25. Those are kind of the sacred mods that you really have to fight to get. And I've got 54 mods that are over 15 speed. So when I started out the account, it went, I think, pretty well. I had more good mods than I statistically deserved. And then it went the opposite way for the next 3 months. I developed almost no high-speed mods. And as you can see now, I still have a bunch with potential, but I'm missing the slices on them. So we'll just keep working away at it. There's nothing to do but just keep playing the statistics. But hopefully that helps you understand, guys, why it is that I only want to slice the very best mods. Because otherwise, instead of having all of those mods at that quality of 15 plus and 20 plus, maybe I would have more at 20 plus, but I wouldn't have as many other good mods developed underneath it. So I think farming mods and trying to only slice the highest quality ones is the way to go.
I believe in you.
In the early game, when credits are scarce, what I was doing on the Loquitur account is selling all of the gray mods that were circles, diamonds, and squares. Again, even if they roll well, you still have to invest in taking them from 12 to 15 in order to slice them even once. That is a lot of credits that you spend. So by selling off those mods, I didn't have to develop them. I definitely missed out on some mods that could have become good mods. but it allowed me to put credits in the bank to work on the other mods. And that's a tactic that you can use in the very early game when you don't have many credits. But then once you do get credits, again, be aggressive with those gray mods. If they don't develop 5 speed and other good stats, get rid of them. But once you have accumulated a bunch of them, you saw, we can develop those into literally the highest potential mods that we have. When working with mods with no speed rolls, stick to rolling 6 levels, 3, then 3, then 3. Again, like if you roll on a gray mod and you get 2 good percent stats, then you add the next 3, looking for speed, then you add the next 3. As long as you keep rolling good stats, you stay interested, but bail on them. Bail on those mods if they're not good. Don't take them up. Don't spend upgrades on them. Don't slice them. That's all materials and money that you don't want to throw away. My recommendation, if you don't have a saving habit, if you can't save up credits, you shouldn't be buying mods out of the mod shop.
Get good already, people.
My belief is when you have 20 million credits in the bank or 10 million shipbuilding materials, you'll have enough there to work on your next project. And if you spend 4 million credits or 2 million shipbuilding credits on a mod, you don't mind so much. But you do have to have the ability to save and get credits in the bank, and spending on mods over there, especially when you're out of credits, just makes everything harder. So be aware of that and manage your credit pool, and don't waste a whole bunch of money trying to buy mods and trying to force it. You're better off just farming them, building them up like we talked about, and then once you get money in the bank, you can start looking for quality mods to purchase. We talked a little bit about locking mods earlier, so I really want to say get in the habit of locking your mods now. So when you have a high potential mod, even if it's only a green mod with 10 speed, lock it up. That way it won't show for sale in the selling screen. And man, I've heard a lot of horror stories about people that go in there and they go to sort the mods and, you know, a certain category and sort by whatever. And then they click sell and they didn't do the sort correctly. And they literally sell every 5-dot mod that they have. And I've heard that story over and over and over again from people. So I don't do mass sells. I click, even in the example in this video you can watch, I click on every single mod that I want to sell. It is a little more time consuming to do it that way, but it's very safe. It's very safe. I know when I click that sell button that I'm only selling the mods that I picked. So again, if you go in there and you sell every 5-dot mod you own, and you didn't have a good strategy for locking them, and I mean, you saw in my account I have some 20 and 21 speed mods sitting in inventory. If I sold all and sold those, that would be a tragedy. Those mods have to be locked so that you don't have any chance to sell them. Once you have good locking habits, it also makes searching for slices easier, because again, if you're in the, let's say you're in the area of 16 speed, the ones that are 16 speed with 3 rolls, you will have locked. The ones that are 16 speed with 4 rolls, you will have not locked. And you can immediately see which ones deserve to be sliced and which ones don't. And again, if you've got a 16 speed mod that's not applied to a character, you probably do want to have it locked. And then when you put it on a character, you can unlock it, because again, it won't show up in the sale window if you go to sell it, but it will clear it from your locked mods, so that, again, just for the purposes of seeing what it is that you want to slice. It helps me a lot. I'm offering it as advice. You can choose to do it or not do it. All right, that's going to wrap up the video. We're going to put Grandma Mod up here again at the end. Always remember to farm your mods. It really does add a new layer of effectiveness to your account.
Farm your mods, or else Grandma Mod will come for you.
And in Grand Arena especially, you can definitely feel the difference between an opponent that has good mods and an opponent that hasn't spent the proper amount of time or have a good mod strategy. So that wraps it up. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate your time. Remember to click the like button. Use your like saber if you haven't done that already. It helps me. It helps the channel. Click subscribe and the notification bell to watch more videos like this in the future. Join us over on Discord. We've got a wonderful Discord, a great group of people over there asking questions, answering questions. The link to the Discord is in the description of the video down below. Just click that. It's an open invite for anybody that wants to come in and ask questions or share their knowledge. So hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.
The circle of life.
Na Sigonya Mabakiti Baba.
It's the circle of life. This is the way. Beep.
All right, we're done.